already got us here. I hope y'all are doing well today. So this is going to be a little different message. It's a series that I said that I was going to bring to the channel. It's a 7-day chakra cleanse series, and it's going to be, focusing on the chakras and how we can, look at the energies that may cause, blockages, stagnant energy that's within, and, looking at them, looking at how we can, gain a different perspective and bring forth a solution so that we can, and affirm who we really are, to know that our trauma, that our pain, what we went through, what we experienced is not not who we are. We are divine, and I believe that this journey is, I'm not going to say that this journey is all about that, but we're definitely divine. And we deserve to know that. I'm going to just say that, because I want to be as careful as possible when speaking of, trauma, because I know that there's a lot of things that, each and every one of us individually have went through that may be painful. So when I bring forth any of this, when I bring forth anything speaking of trauma, anything speaking of the past and hurt and any events, this is not me taking away from your journey and what you've been through. Anything that I speak on about me, as far as like my journey, that was, it's for my journey only, and I'm only bringing it for you as a solution for you on your journey, to help if any way, to inspire if any way, to guide you in any way. That's for all my messages, not just this message and what I'm speaking. And I want you to always know that my intention is not for us to stay there. My intention when bringing anything to this channel is not for us to stay in that energy. My intention is not to recycle that energy at all. It's to evolve, and I want you to evolve. I want you to grow. I want you to hear and see how when I express something in a message, whether it may be challenging, whether I may slur on words, whether I may feel insecure, whatever you feel in that moment, wherever you sense in the moment, I want you to see how I evolve from that, from expressing my truth, or evolve from stating that experience, where I evolve from, bringing something that may have been so challenging or, hurtful or, painful that you can sense, but you can see in another video or along the way how I've evolved and grown and changed. I just want you to see, not see that, hear that, feel that, sense that truth, so you can learn how to do that too. And so that you can know that it's okay to do that as well. So today is about the root chakra. This is that chakra where it comes to that stability, that foundation, that security. And I've spoken of before as, looking at a tree and its foundation, and looking at, its roots. This is the root. Your root chakra is literally the root of everything else. The root chakra is really the root of, a lot of, basically most of things, because when your root is imbalanced, a lot of other things can be imbalanced. Just think of a tree. If it didn't have roots, it'll be an imbalanced tree. And what happens to an imbalanced tree? It ends up breaking, it ends up falling. And so always when I think of the root, or when I speak of the root, I speak of a tree and its roots, and how firm, when you're able to look at a tree and how firm its branch, its roots is in the ground. I just look at that stability, I look at that foundation, and I'm just thankful. When I see that, I actually am thankful that I'm able to see a representation of how strong we should be, how and feel, not even strong that we should be, but how we should feel, how protected we should be and feel, how stable we should be and feel, how grounded and rooted we should be and feel. And so I ask that you're able to look at that when it comes to your root. Look at a tree, look at its wisdom that it's bringing, look at its grace that it's bringing, look at its truth that is bringing, because that is a reflection of you. And this is what I want for you to be rooted, for you to be stable, for you to feel secure, for you to have that strong foundation that you're needing in your life, so that you can move up to the stable. And it's not even, it's within first and then outwardly, so that you can move up inwardly, and so that you can move up in other areas outwardly, externally as well. And so when the root chakra is blocked, it may be challenging to feel that. So just like everything that I spoke on, when it is balanced, when it's unbalanced, there's insecurity. When there's imbalance, there's instability. When there's imbalance, there's not a proper foundation. You feel there, just like the tree that I spoken of. Just like that tree that I spoken of, when it's secure and when it's rooted, you know it's not going anywhere. But when when it's not rooted, you know, it breaks. And this is what an imbalanced chakra can do. You don't feel that sense of stability, that sense of strength. You don't feel powerful. You don't feel grounded. You know, or maybe in some areas you do. Now let me speak to, you know, that could be, you could feel that in all of those areas, or there may be some areas where you're able to feel strong. There may be some areas that you could feel secure in, you know. So I'm not taking that away from anyone, because, you know, we're all, you know, different. What I'm saying is, when that energy is stagnant and when it's imbalanced, you know, your inner self knows. And what happens is, it's going to reflect. What's in is going to reflect outwardly. And there may be a lot of reasons that may cause this. You know, there may be a lot of reasons, a lot of experiences, a lot of things that may have caused this imbalance. And, you know, what I'm wanting to bring today is the awareness, you know, and a solution, and maybe some affirmations if we have time in this video. But what is the root? What is the root of, you know, what is going on? You know, a lot of the times when this root is unstable, isn't strong, isn't secure, feels like that, it may be to a lot of things that may have happened within your childhood, such as, you know, abandonment energy. Maybe you had both parents in the home, but there wasn't there mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally for you. I think I just said emotionally, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually there for you. Maybe they weren't there emotionally. Maybe they weren't there in all areas, or physically. And this may have you feeling some type of, you know, abandonment energy. You know, maybe you didn't have either parents, and you had to be there for yourself, you know, in those areas, emotionally, physically, you know, in the best way that you can. And, you know, maybe, you know, for some, I know that you may have moved different homes. You know, maybe you may have had a mom or a dad in the military, and they've had to move different, you know, you may have had to move different homes, and this may have created instability within yourself, or some type of root in why some of the things that may be going on within your life right now that you're wanting answers for. Also, you know, this is the root of not feeling loved as well. You know, not feeling love, you know, whether it's from your parents, whether it's from, you know, the people you love, you're not feeling love. I know when I first started this channel, I spoke of, you know, the root chakra, and, you know, I spoke of like an event that used to happen in school, you know, experience I had in school when I was in 9th grade, and, you know, it happened my entire 9th grade year, up into my 9th grade year, where I would notice I would rock, you know. You know how, okay, so, first I'm going to tell you what I used to do, and then I'm going to tell you why I believe I did it. So, one of the things, you know how you rock back and forth? You know, that's one of the things that I used to do when I was small, was rock back and forth. You know, when the teacher was speaking, you know, when I felt anxious, when I felt like I needed to, when I just felt, also when I noticed I did that when I felt like I was sitting too long, or I felt like I was drifting off, I'll start rocking. And so I would notice, you know, in ninth grade, there was a guy, he used to sit by me and he used to rock as well. And, you know, if I wasn't rocking, he was rocking. If he wasn't rocking, I was rocking. And then if I saw him rock, I'll start rocking too. And, you know, I would notice that this would happen. I'm like, why am I rocking? But at this age, I'm not thinking, oh, this is this is abandonment energy, or I don't feel love. I'm just like, where is this coming from? I did notice that, you know, most of it came from me. At that time, the answer that I got was, you know, anxiety. Not just anxiety, but just sitting still that long, I would start rocking. So I felt as though it was a coping mechanism, you know, for me. And I felt as though it may have been for him as well. But, you know, we rocked, you know, back and forth. You know, we would be two individuals rocking in the classroom. But I'm not saying that it's a rock where it's just very noticeable, but it's like a, you know, that mild rock. I know you've seen it before, or maybe you've done it before. And it's funny because both of us was left-handed too. But moving forward, as I've asked that question again, what I stated in the video before is, I noticed that it had something to do with abandonment energy. And that abandonment energy is, the answer in the, you know, that I got from that is, I remember seeing, you know how a mom or a dad is rocking the baby. They have the baby, they trying to put the baby back to sleep, and they're rocking that baby back and forth. You know, imagine how that baby feels when that baby is being rocked back and forth. The baby feels love. It feels secure. It feels strong. It feels like, you know, whomever is holding it is strong. It feels like it has a foundation. It feels, you know, stable, protected, supported. And so along the way, as I continue to heal and continue to learn about inner healing and stuff like that, I've learned that that's where that rocking came from. It came from a place of feeling. It was a way that I coped to bring that stability, you know, because, you know, when your root chakra is imbalanced, that's where anxiety comes from. That's one of there's a root, and then there's one of from the root, that's the stem, the anxiety, depression, insecurities, you know. And so, but depression, it goes up, it's so many. I just want you to think of a tree when I'm talking, and that explains a lot of things. When it's not healed, and when it's healed, it's branches, and then it's stems, and then it's leaves. And so when I say something like anxiety or depression or insecurities or support, it's the roots, then it's the tree, then it's the actual thing, you know, part where you look up, and it's the branches that come off of it, it's the stems, it's the leaves. It's so much that's, you know, when that causes those different, you know, energies. I'm gonna say that, you know, I hope that really is resonating what I'm saying as well. But that is something that I've noticed, that I had to notice, and this is something that I'm just bringing here again, so that you can, you know, see the different areas of where you try to cope, or or, you know, just becoming self-aware about some of the things you do and you don't, you know, realize it. You know, a lot of, you know, the answers come from asking, okay, why do I do this? Why do I do that? And, you know, and if you want the healing, even asking for the healing for it, you know, of how you can support yourself. Because maybe, you know, a lot of the healing that we I noticed that most of us are needing is from childhood. And, when healing, I know for me, the most important thing that I've learned is that this is my healing. So it takes me to do it, it's going to need my support. It's going to need my help. It's going to need, not only just for me, but, this is a great time to get that interconnection with the divine, or whomever whomever, whatever you speak of as, the higher source for yourself. You could say higher self, divine, God. Many people say different things. I still, as I said before, I just think that they're words, and they all lead to one great source. But as I'm speaking, the beautiful thing about this is when you really are on a journey of growing and healing, you learn that there's an interconnection within, and you learn that when you're able to tap into that energy, tap into that divine interconnection, that healing that you want for yourself will happen. And when you ask, and when you allow yourself to be patient, this healing comes forth. There's divine love all around you, and has always been around you. And when you're able to tap into that energy and really go within and ask for that healing, it's amazing what can be unfolded, and what can be solved, and what can be healed for you. So that's one of the things that I want to say for those who are working on their root chakra, for those who are working on all the chakras, for those who are healing in this time. This is a perfect time to gain that interconnection, to become self-aware, to become aware of the things that has occurred, and to gain different perspectives, to gain different ways of thinking, and why you did it or why you're doing it, and really allowing yourself to evolve, the patience into the grace, the patience to evolve, because that's what the divine has given us. When you learn that our higher self has been here the entire time, I've learned throughout my journey that I'm learning. I've learned, and I'm learning more and more that what I've blamed my parents from, and I know that there may be some disagreements with this. As I said before, I'm just going to back what I've always said before, that this is an individual journey. I believe, and yes, we have moms and dads. Well, I've learned that, I had this mom and dad that brought me here, correct? But when I look at all the imperfections and the flaws and the things that, has happened, and there have been some things, a lot of you all know the stories of what happened with, my dad or whatever. When I learned all the imperfections and things like that, I asked myself, why? Why did all that happen? Why didn't I have this mother or this father that, what society says supposed to be this foundation, that's supposed to have this, certain structure and this and this and that. And I've learned for myself that this was something that I was supposed to know that I had within all along. When I speak of that balance of the feminine energy and the masculine energy within, I learned, okay, and then when I pay attention to how it's reflected, I just see everything. I've learned to see everything inward and how it's reflected outwardly. I've learned to trust in a higher power, when it comes to my individual journey. So it takes that pressure off of mom and dad, and it allows you to focus on self and what self is needing, if that makes sense. And I'm kind of going off, but I know for some that you may get me when I'm speaking on it. I just learned that what we're needing from the outside is really what's inside that we're really needing. And I think that this is what this journey, for me, I've learned that this is what this journey, this path, this experience is on this spiritual level is about. Is knowing that before it's outwardly, it's inwardly. And when you're what has happened, remember I was speaking of balance as well. I've spoken of that. What has happened, okay, now I have the knowledge, or we have the knowledge. Anyone who thinks anything similar like I do, we have the knowledge now to bring those that we raise up to, okay, this starts, yeah, I'm this to you, but this starts inward, this starts inward, and you have a higher power, you have a higher self, you have the most high, you have a divine source that is here that you could connect to all the time. And to help them to understand, I listen, to let them know that, I know for me as a mom, I let my, daughter know that, look, look, do you hear how that sound? Look, like, all right, look now. No, serious though. I be as honest as possible with my daughter about who I am and, about what she's done for me in my life as far as just growth. She says she has helped me grow a lot. She's helped me see a lot. And not only that, I try to just tell her the imperfections that I have, and that I just try to tell her, I just try to not try to make it seem like I'm just this big bad, you do what I say type thing. It's more of trying to teach her what I'm learning now, basically. I know I went all over the world just to say that, but basically what I'm saying is to teach her what I'm learning about, going inward, going inward, and having that strong root and foundation, just different things. Yeah, but some of you all may be in this place of just wondering where a lot of things come from. A lot of it starts with going within and loving on that child, that inner child. And this is why I even chose to do the cards like I do, because it spoke to my inner child. When you think of the cards, oracle cards, and looking at the pictures, think about when you were small and you had books, right? You had the books and the pictures and the words, and it gave you this sense where you can use your imagination, and it just it helped you as a child. And so far as the oracle cards and why I use them, and just so many other reasons, it spoke to that inner child. It speaks to that inner child. And nothing I say or am saying isn't what I apply, or have applied, So when I speak of, right now I'm speaking of the root chakra, right? And I'm speaking of, loving on that inner child. That's actually a card in an oracle deck that I read, But not only that, before this card even came to me, I had to learn, okay, I have to go and love on this inner child. I have to figure out what are the roots of why this inner child doesn't feel love. And once I was able to do that, once I was able to figure out, what the root of some, of a lot of things, it was able to help me to move forward and attract what I was wanting for the solution. So that's how the cards came about. I'm only telling you, I'm not here to, because I know that, oracle cards, I know, people also don't believe in, tarot cards. This is not me trying to make anyone believe in anything. I just know that, I know it's frowned upon. And I just know what worked for me. I know what has healed me. I know why. I can literally tell you what, like I said before, just like when children like reading books or the pictures on the books, look, when you look at the oracle cards and how beautiful the picture is and how spiritual the picture looks and the words that are on it, and when you're able to perceive it in a way that is, that is meant for you, it speaks to you, and it's you're drawn to this. And so this is how oracle cards was able to become a part of my journey. Not only become a part of my journey, but become a part of this channel and the way I speak and the way I express myself. So the root of I'm speaking on this because it's the root of that inner child, wanting to be creative, wanting to look at pictures and see words again, and maybe this is a way that you express yourself. Maybe this is something that you may have just come aware of, pictures and words, and how beautiful it is that you can express yourself through in whatever way that you express yourself, or maybe this is healing to your inner child of how maybe you are a oracle card reader or a tarot reader or something like that, and someone may be frowning upon it for you. What is true to you? Asking yourself what is true to you. What is the root of why you do it? This brings out my creative inner child. This is speaking to my soul in a spiritual way as well. These are words. Remember, vocabulary words, right? And how you have the vocabulary word and you have the definition. And for me also, that's what speaks to me as well. The wisdom from the cards, it's just like learning the vocabulary word as well. And also when I created my deck, this is what I stemmed from, just going back to that childhood and creating in a way, however way that looked, and so maybe that's a root for you. Just different things. There's a root of why we do things, and there's a different way we can perceive it. And if it's true to you, it doesn't matter, what someone else may say, or it doesn't matter anything else. This, as I said before, this is an individual journey, and we're all here evolving and growing, and at whatever rate, at whatever pace is true to us. And this is why I speak on not looking to your left or your right, not comparing, and really just, staying true to you in this time. I know I may have been everywhere within this message, but I really hope that I brought forth, some things that could help, basically, to sum it up is, what are the roots? What are the roots? What are some things that you may do or may have done that stem from the root? What is the root? First of all, it's coming to if you really want to heal this chakra, basically is what I'm saying is looking at the root of a lot of things that you do. I mean, there's things that stem from the root. I'm not talking about just the things that stem from the root. It's, you got to go to the root with a lot of this healing. And it takes time, it takes patience. But there's a root to why you do some of the things that you do. And I also want to bring this here is a lot of the things that we do is just a coping mechanism, or it's just ourselves protecting us from trying to get hurt again in this energy, or trying to get hurt again in this area. So I just ask that you don't be hard on yourself for that, because it's like, that's a beautiful thing that, yourself can, okay, I don't want to get hurt in this area again, or I don't want to be betrayed in this area again, or I don't want to feel abandoned in this area again. So I'm going, and I'm not saying that, okay, I'm not saying this is okay to do certain things. What I'm saying, like, do harmful things. What I'm saying is, if you really just look at the perspective of our higher self is just, or our self is just trying to protect us in any way it can, because and that's that survival, and that's another energy. It's so much to touch on this root energy. That's that survival instinct that everyone naturally have, is, you know, wanting to protect ourselves. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not a thing that, you know, should be looked at as, you know, a bad thing, but it's when we're able to become aware of what's going on, the root, and why we feel this way, or why we feel that we needed to do this, and giving ourselves that grace and that compassion. Oh, myself was trying to heal itself, or, you know, or you know, protect itself from this or that. And then, you know, looking at a different perspective and just moving forward, moving on up, you know, getting those stems, you know, healed in a way, you know, those different areas where is the root, and then it stemmed from. I really hope that resonated. So, you know, there are solutions to it. There's different ways that, you know, this energy can be healed. You know, sitting out in nature, you know, grounding yourself, you know, you know, even, you know, before getting near a tree, asking the tree, could you sit near the tree, and just sitting near the tree and looking at the wisdom and the truth and the presence of the trees, and looking at it and seeing that as a reflection of you, and allowing that truth to intercede inside of you, and allow that truth to, you know, surround you as well. This is beautiful energy, you know. Walking, you know, barefooted can also help you with your grounding. Actually asking yourself the questions, actually journaling, you know, asking yourself the questions, asking yourself why you do certain stuff, or why this happened, or, you know, really just getting to the root. And you will be amazed at how yourself guides you. Oh, the root of this. So you may you may start with something that stemmed from the root. That's okay, because along the way, you may get the root later. You know, you may get the root later, or you may get the root first, and then you may see what stemmed from the root. Either way, giving yourself that patience and that grace for that inner child, for yourself, so that you can get the healing that is needed. I believe that is powerful. I believe that is love, and we're giving that unconditional love. So it's a beautiful way to give yourself that unconditional love as well, not caring what anyone has to say either, you know. Other ways that you can heal this area is exercise, stretching, yoga, dance, art. Art is a beautiful way, as well as expressing it, you know, relieving this area, releasing this area, fasting in this area as well. You know, there's so many, you know, there's so many different ways that this area can be healed. Also affirmations, and I have some affirmations here. A few affirmations. I'm gonna do 10. I have a ton on this paper, but I'm gonna do like 10. Saying affirmations to yourself. Also listening to certain, you know, music, such as like meditation music, you know, to heal this energy as well. But here's a couple affirmations that I'm gonna speak on. Then I'll let this message, you know, go. This is not my first time doing this message. This is my second time doing this message. I'm not talking about on this channel. I'm talking about today, and I'm going to see which one that I like the best. Might post both. I'm going to see which one I like the best to post on the channel. But here are 10 affirmations. I am stable. I am secure. I am strong. I have a strong foundation. I am surrounded with love. I am love. I am supported. I am divinely guided. I am bliss. I am protected. I am powerful. I am favored. I am confident. I think that was so much more than 10. I have different, I was randomly looking on my journal. So I believe that was 10. I believe that was more than 10. Trying to see if I see anything else. I am wise. I am light. I am truth. I am whole. Yes. You can also add to this, I forgive myself for all that I do know and all that I forgive myself for all of the things that I do know and all of the things that I don't know that I've done to myself and others. Yes. So I really, really hope that this message resonated with you. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.